Hey guys, it's Daryl here. It is 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast this fine Thursday. Once in a while I realize that I get so caught up in a video and I miss one of the main ideas that I initially had to make the video. I don't like doing part twos because I notice a lot of people, my channel and other channels, it doesn't seem to work well. All right, so the group that Trump wants to outlaw or did outlaw, the OneSixers, as I call them. My initial point, the reason that I think I kind of missed and I want to make sure that I get across was how we seem to have slowly become accustomed. Even those of us who see our fears coming to life. I think it's human nature that we get conditioned. We have to work, we have to eat, we have to take care of our families, and that comes first. And we learn, we just get conditioned and into what we have to deal with. We not accept it, but become conditioned to it. I'm talking about the fears that I and many other people had with this reality game show arrogant billionaire becoming president. Fears that it would lead to authoritarianism, the way he talked, and racism. And we see where this is headed. My point that I missed, I wanted to talk about how far down this road, if we just stop and objectively look where we're at, okay? He's talking about outlawing this group. As I told you in the previous video, I'm going to call them the OneSixers. Okay. Now, back in World War II, I'm going to go that route. We fought against Adolf Hitler, Mussolini, I believe Hirohito, but Mussolini and Hitler especially were fascists. It was fascism, authoritarian dictator states, fascists. The term comes from that. Those people of that era, the greatest generation, were heroes. That was true evil they were fighting. Okay, so today we have this group that was founded with that idea in mind. Granted, it's become sometimes it's become overshadowed by their overzealousness, by the less than pure intentions of some of its members, as all groups are. And but the overall meaning, the name of the group, the one I refer to as OneSixers, referred back to one of the greatest times in American history where we fought true evil. Fought against true evil. A group naming itself fighting against true evil. So we look at who we have as the President of the United States now, and he is outlawing. He wants to outlaw, even though there's very little evidence, if any, that this group, OneSixers, is tied into anything going on right now in this country. But he picks this time as a time that he wants to choose to outlaw the group that fought against authoritarianism. Just stop and think about that, what he wants to outlaw. And granted, like I said, I know this group has become sullied. It's a little dirty. But the idea here, the idea that he wants to outlaw a group that is against people like Hitler. Think about that. Think about that. The president of our country wants to make it a bad thing, illegal, against the entire country. A group that opposes people like Hitler. That we shouldn't do that. And then, like I said, and then you look at like I mentioned in the other video, the flip side of this with the FarRight group that wears hoods and how they seem to be, they actually support the leader, the president of this country right now. See what I mean? When you stop and actually look at and take an objective look at where we are right now, it takes your breath away. how did we allow this to happen? It almost reminds me of what people said back in the 40s in Germany. How did we get to this point? And again, look at just, for instance, Twitter. Okay? He made a statement. The president made a statement that was untrue. He said, he talked about ballots being mailed out, and no ballots were mailed out. It was misinformation. Applications for ballots were mailed out. His statement was false. No, there's no way around that. And he was flagged for it. And he went into a rage. It's irrational. It's an arrogant, bizarre thing to do, to go into a rage, because, his statement was without a doubt untrue. And they left it up there, but they just flagged it as being possibly not correct. And out of all things that are going on in this country right now, he took immediate action with that. Took him a couple weeks with the coronavirus, the PPE and all that stuff. Kids in cages. Help with the hurricane in Puerto Rico. Months. Then he threw some towels out. But if you flag something he got wrong on Twitter, you are gonna. That's it. He stops. He stops the whole world from turning right there and then. If that is the actions first of all, somebody with some severe behavioral issues. Seriously, think about it. If any of us make a mistake, he stated something that was factually wrong. Not left, not right, not conservative, not liberal, just wrong. Just, apologize and correct it. That's what I do. That's what most rational people do. And we become accustomed to this. This is just his MO, his normal operating procedure. And again, plowing through a group of peaceful protesters after hiding in a bunker, and the arrogant stride through that park after he cleared it of peaceful protesters. Not to worship, not to bring any words of peace and to comfort the nation. No, to take an aggressive stance with a Bible. This is the same man who in an interview said that he doesn't believe in confession. He thinks he's a good person, and he doesn't do things that he needs to confess about. He'd rather just not do confession. I was raised Catholic, and confession is a huge, important part of everything in Catholicism and Christianity, I believe. How the far right and evangelicals, it scares me. It scares me how these people could be so. It reminds me of a cult. How other people don't see this. And what scares me too is how the rest of us, me and you, have become numb. We've become hardened to this. We almost allow for it. You'd think somebody would bring that up. That he wants to outlaw this group. In name, the group that fought against Hitler, the people that fought against Hitler were the founding members of the OneSixers. And this is something Trump sees as bad. And look, I'm not trying to cover over the facts. Like I said, that's, this group of OneSixers has been involved in some vandalism, some unhealthy actions. They could have done better. But I believe, and I'm not making excuses here, but one of the reasons I believe this group of OneSixers is so vehement, so angry, is because we look back in history at what happened. And it scares you. And when you're scared, anger and fear are intertwined. I think a lot of the anger that you see with this group of OneSixers is fear that history will repeat itself. And I'm not making excuses here. I really believe that. But something to think about. Just take a step back and look at where we are. that this guy that's in charge. I don't call it American pride. I don't call it having big balls. I call it a scary march. Not even a march. We're already down the road to authoritarianism, dictatorship. What else do you call it? And one last thing. This is the man that has said that his word is the end all conversations. What he says goes. Forget the Constitution, forget Congress, the Senate. What he says goes. And on top of that, he's immune. He can't be held, or he can't be arrested. He can't be held liable for anything he does. He's above the law. He so much as said this. Look at where we are. Look how far down this road we are right now. Take a step back. It's scary. All right. I hope I got everything in this time. You guys have a great Thursday.